You must be really proud, right, of this particular one?
I don't know. I can't really judge any film till a few years later. You know.
Really?
What I mean? Well, yeah, because you watch something that you've just recently done, and it's all the little things that maybe you feel you could have done differently.
Yeah, but in this case, I mean, I was so touched by the craftsmanship that it made me cry. The craftsmanship made me cry, not the dear jerking.
Yeah.
So, how did the conversation with Mr. Mendes start for you? Because it's such a unique way of telling this war story, of course.
Yeah. Well, he just sent me a script, and the front page of the script said this is envisioned as a single shot in real time. And I thought it was a typo error or something, really. I mean, I didn't quite understand it until I read the script, and then you realise it is real time, and it's going with these two characters and just following them in an intense way, and it's pretty well always moving.
Mm-hmm.
So it seemed like a pretty interesting way to tell the story, you know.
I'm sure, but can you explain to me as the layman what that challenge is for you particularly then, to tell it in that way?
Well, it's two things. It's like what you want to do with the camera, where you want to put it. I mean, like any film, you think, well, at this particular moment, do I want to be on their faces? Do I want to see what they're seeing? You know, do I want to see these figures in the landscape? I mean, how do we join all that together in one kind of fluid movement of the camera? So, and then, you know, that's a conversation that started early, and then that developed with rehearsals with Dean and George, and it only after that did it start segueing into, well, how the hell do we do this? You know what I mean? Because the technical challenge you do try and keep separate from the sort of creative decisions about how the camera's going to move, you know?
Yeah. So, but when you ask yourself, how the hell are we going to do this? Did you, as the DOP in this case, could you record everything you wanted, or were there things that just were impossible to do?
No, we basically did everything that we wanted to do in some way. Yeah, I mean, some things changed in that one particular sequence we couldn't film on a location where we were going to do it, so we did it another way. So it looks just the same as if we'd have shot it on that location. So I won't go into details, but otherwise it was, no, we managed to find a technique to do actually every sequence we were hoping to do, yeah.
Because I understand, I mean, you've have such a storied career, of course, but so was this like really unique and therefore for you also a unique collaboration with a director of the stature like Sam Mendes?
Well, unique because I've not done a film that's been like this. I'm not sure anybody else has actually.
No, absolutely, yeah.
And there's a lot of techniques, there's a lot of pretty cutting edge techniques used on the film that you wouldn't have been able to use 10 years ago, because that's the sort of things like this little stabilized head we use called a stabilize didn't exist 3 or 4 years ago. So, you know, the camera was basically developed a bit earlier than it was going to be developed for this film, and you know, things like that.
Yeah, but that must be exciting for you, right?
Yeah,
that stuff like that happens at this point in your career.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. I mean, technology's, you know, advancing so rapidly, and then you find it's funny how it's coincidental that the technology reaches a point where you can do a film like this. You know, it's chicken and egg, isn't it? You know, the film comes and suddenly, oh yeah, we've got this technology, we can deal with it. Like, for instance, you know, the big burning church in the town. Well, it's obviously not there. A number of times we've done that. We did it on Jarhead. We had a light source that was mimicking what the light would be from the oil fires in Jarhead, and then we replaced the light with the oil fire that we shot. And same way as this, that the light itself is replaced with the element of the burning church. You know, that sort of technology, that's been around for a while, but you know, without that, you couldn't really do that sort of scene.
So, you're not the type of visual artist that's sometimes nostalgic for the days when it was more, I don't know, analog and less hocus pocus?
I am a little bit. But then on the other hand, one of the first films I did was 1984, and that had a lot of big telescreens and a lot of kind of what you would think were effect shots, but there wasn't a single effect in it. It was all done in camera. So I was really pleased that I've been there and done that, and now the world's moved on, and now you've got certain techniques you can expand the canvas, if you like. And, you know, so yeah, it's like I like shooting digitally now. I don't shoot on film.